morning. And to follow up with the song, I really do believe. I believe that an ordinary conversation can turn into something wonderful, something life-changing and unifying. You see, one day during a routine visit to Windsor Forest Elementary School, I joined a conversation about an ordinary box of seeds. During this conversation, I was standing there and just looking. The box of seeds was left over from the discontinued ag program that was at the school. So I'm standing there just looking at what they're talking about, and I'm just listening. And then one of the workers says to me, "Miss Barlow, do you want some seeds?" And I said, "Seeds? Where y'all get seeds from?" And so they explained to me that Mr. Wade, the head custodian, had brought the box of seeds in and asked them, did they want them? So I'm standing there and I'm listening to them, and I start thinking, it would be really good for them to take these seeds and grow them in the empty beds right outside the kitchen door. It would be really good because they can take these seeds home and they could take the plants home and they can help feed their families. So as I'm standing there, I said, y'all want to grow the seeds? It'll be fun. And they looked at me side-eyed and they said, no, not really. But we'll do it if you help us. So I said, okay. So I talked them and the hesitant staff at Georgetown Elementary into starting cafeteria gardens. And we started the gardens at the end of the summer. So we had to work in the hot heat, but that was okay. They grew. Oh, and I also wanted to say, Ms. Gentry, Georgetown really leaned into this. Ms. Gentry took it on really well. She went and she bought other seeds, she bought seedlings, and they really did do a really good job with their garden. We had many conversations about how the food grew and how some of it didn't grow. They researched they figured out why the beautiful squash flowers was not producing squash. The school nutrition staff at Georgetown, they grew and took care of parsley, lettuce, chives, tomatoes, and they ate them at their meals at lunch, and they took them home to cook. At some point at Georgetown, I would wonder why they weren't picking the kale that Miss Stanley insisted that we plant. You see all that kale? So one day I decided to ask Miss Stanley, why are you not picking the kale? And she says to me, Miss Barlow, I'm gonna wait until Thanksgiving. And when we go out for I'm gonna pick them right before Thanksgiving break. And I'm gonna take them home and I'm gonna cook them for my Thanksgiving dinner. And I said, okay, right answer. That's good. Their garden flourished so much that the teachers asked if they could take some of the produce home. And some of the teachers also asked, can I bring my students out to teach them things in the garden? And of course they said yes. One day, the other coordinator said, Rhonda, do you want to help me write this school garden grant? I said, sure, Dorothy, as long as we can include the cafeteria gardens. So we wrote the grant, we got the grant, and we got enough money to start 4 cafeteria gardens. And that's us putting them together. So, our cafeteria gardens bloomed into 4, and one of the wonderful things about this whole story is that our students get to see that the people that cook their food every day is also growing food. So, in closing, I want to say that one of the wonderfulness of this story is that our children get to see people cook food every day at school, and they get to see them grow it. Children are not the only ones who should have all the fun learning how to grow their own food. Let's get the grown-ups in on the fun of contributing to their health and their wealth with growing and eating their own food. Thank you.